I'm shooting up. It's Kurt. Um, I just want to say for a second, like, just put a hypothetical out there. What if I am right? What if the certificate is the determiner, P equals NP, to reuse time, you just have to use space to write down the answer, which is why Copernicus, um, we don't all have to be Copernicus. Copernicus wrote down the answer. We know that the sun's the center of the earth. We don't all have to figure that out ourselves. The sun's the center of the earth. The sun is the center of the universe compared to our position. Um, that's how we reuse time. We write down the answer. We could write down the answers for 3SAT and put it in a table that's on the cloud that everyone has access to query. And some database engineer can come up with a really good way to query this table such that everyone has access to this NP complete table with all the answers. That's growing by itself eventually, but is unbounded for sigma star, although if we want to talk about bounded, we can talk about that too. Most programs, actually all programs, run unbounded inputs. And if you're allowed to have unbounded, I'm allowed to have unbounded for the unbounded problem. Anyway, you can look at my other prior videos, omniscient apples. No, it's omniscient oranges and ignorant apples, or how to reuse time for more complete details on my proof. But that's not what I want to talk about right now. What I want to talk about isn't the actual proof. I want to talk about what if I were right. Because if I were right and the certificate was the determiner, and Stephen Cook already proved bounded and Scheiding's problem by saying that the certificate was the determiner only non-deterministically, not deterministically yet, then nobody in their right mind will bet their professional reputation on the certificate being the determiner, the answer being the answer, everything, non-determinism being equal to determinism, P being equal to NP. No one in their right mind will bet their professional reputation on it, especially since there's a $1 million prize out for the answer. That answer is way too simple, and everyone in computer science and everyone in academia and everyone in everything thrives on making things as complicated as possible. It gets their dick so hard to make things hard. So no one in computer science will say the certificate is the determiner. You can verify in polynomial time based on input deterministically. If you know the answer, you can go to it. Therefore, P equals NP. No one's gonna say it. I dare you to say it. If you are a computer scientist and you want $1 million, it's rainbow tables. Rainbow tables. It's so simple. It's rainbow tables. I dare you to say it. What will protect us? Firewalls, I guess. I can't think of anything else. I think P space is not equal to P, so I think you could use interactive proofs, but the only way that you're going to be able to do that is via a firewall, and if you've got a firewall already, then you don't need the interactive proof part. I've been thinking about this. You know who already has a firewall around their entire country? China. So basically, no one will ever say this, but the answer is the answer. If you want to put it in a table, it would take some work, probably about the same amount of work to stop from punching holes, but actually writing computer language. You can do it at any time. I swear to God, it would work. It's just the answer. When you put it in a table, knowledge is power. Don't let anyone fool you that that's money either, because it's definitely knowledge. And the only reason why money is power is because people with money pay people that have the knowledge. I'm way out of testosterone. This is not going to be a fun week. This is not fun for me. I don't know what to do at this point. Okay. Every single time I do this, I lose it to the needle. Guys, we're fucked. I'm gonna have a shitty time next week. So I only have like 0.1 milligrams. That's not the right. That's not the right. It's not milligrams, but I'm fucked. We're fucked. We're fucked. God's fucked. We're all fucked. Anyway, if the answer is P equals NP and the answer is the answer, and you just have to write it down in a database and query against it and look it up in like a node-based fashion where you would have to have infinite Q for infinite number of states for infinite input, which would be sigma star. It, that's an appropriate answer. And if you wanna look at the rest of the proof, I already have it on here. I told you the two videos you could go to. In between those two videos, chronologically, there are videos of me making a fool of myself. If you want to start to make a fool of yourself and question me, I would start with those two videos because you're probably gonna go down the same wrong paths as me. So, if you want to try to say P is not equal to NP and prove me wrong, you can go ahead and try. I'll start to compile a list of people that are wrong. Good luck. There's a $10 prize out for proving that I'm wrong. But you aren't going to get it. I'm telling you from the get go. So I'm just doing the same thing that you did to me. P equals NP. The certificate is the determiner. To reuse time, you gotta use space. Write down the answer in a database. Put it in the cloud where everyone has access to it. Think about improving your firewall because I don't think OpenSSL can beat this. But I didn't really pay attention to cryptography because people told me that if P were equal to NP, it would kind of go away. And Einstein was a strict determinist. You can look that part up too. I'm definitely right on that. You can only be in one space at one state at once, even if you have a choice. So at any Q of t, where t is the time and space and time, can only be in one state at once because it's a classical machine. Non-determinism equals determinism. Non-determinism is more of an illusion, I feel, because if determinism is true, then it's kind of going to cancel out your non-determinism. But you can feel like you have non-determinism. I feel like I have non-determinism too. I don't really know what to do at this point because I'm at 0.1. Normally, I shoot up with 0.3. Is willing to suck a dick. So, what does this mean? If you want $1 million, take mine. I obviously, based on my last two videos, last video, I think money's worthless. I don't want Clay Mathematics Institute's money. P equals NP. Everything's determined. Oh my god, you don't have free will. It's all an illusion. You can do what you will, but you can't will what you will. What else does this mean? Oh, I just don't believe what people tell you. Like, think first for yourself, because lots of these motherfuckers that have lots of degrees don't know shit. Because they label all babies with gender markers, which is cis supremacist to the extreme. Like, you guys have a real fucking issue. You guys have a real bug. You have lots of bugs in your system, and I'm here to tell you that it's really not okay. You've driven this man wild. He's wild enough to question the P versus NP problem. What are his qualifications? He was a TA in computational complexity and hated every single time he had to say the non-deterministic Turing machine is omniscient and can choose the correct answer. He is fucking insane because you guys have driven him to that point because you're all cis supremacist nuts. Even the trans people are cis supremacist. What am I supposed to do at this point? Just gonna lose my fucking mind. I'm like, I've had it. It's enough. You guys are fucking, you need to think about your academia and everything that you're doing and how you put a huge price tag on academia and how it's only in bullshit white man English. And you just need to think about who is creating the knowledge and do we actually have a complete perspective on the universe, or are we just making it cishet white male? I don't have a problem with cishet white males. I just don't know why that's the only category of humans that can contribute to society in a creative way by creating new knowledge and then creating prizes for $1 million about whether or not the sky is blue. And then creating a list for all the people that have tried to prove it blue. And all the people that have tried to prove it purple. You'll notice the sky is sometimes blue and sometimes it's purple. If you understand what I'm saying, you can make lots of money. Go for it. I don't care. I don't give two shits. I just want people to tell the truth. That's it. That's all Kurt wants. Very simple things.